Char Margolis, Char Communications Incorporated, and CharVision LLC do not endorse or offer for any purpose but entertainment the views of any guest or other expert on CharVision or UBN.
I knew things before they happened from the time I was a child. At the age of 8, I saw a spirit at the foot of my bed and didn't know what it was. And in my 20s, I finally realized I had a special ability that could help others. I have learned that love never dies. There is a spirit world that can communicate with us, and we all have the gift of intuition. Join me, and together we will explore the possibilities of the unknown from beyond and more. This is CharVision. Hi, everybody. It's Sunny and Char, and today is November 6th, 2020. And I know things are contentious with the polls and the voting and everything, but I thought we wouldn't talk about any of that now. Let's talk about miracles. We had a lovely lady on recently who was told twice that she was going to die. They gave her 4 to 6 months twice, and she's still here. And that was like some years ago. So I was talking to my sister, Alicia. She said, that's what you should do. You should do a show on miracles. So I want to hear about your miracles. And I just saw that there was a movie that Chrissy Metz was in. And it was about a young man named John Smith who fell in the ice, and he was 14. And he was playing around with his friends, taking photos. He remembers, they remember him yelling, I don't want to die. This is not my time to die. And when they finally rescued him, he was taken to the hospital, and they actually could not revive him, but they did not tell his mother. So they wanted to give his mother an opportunity to say goodbye to her son while he was, quote, still alive. And when she went to his bedside, she felt his feet, and his feet were cold. And she remembered something about Jesus saying that you can raise the dead or something. I can't remember what the parable is. But there was like this big jolt, and there was a pulse. And the nurse said she remembers this big, like a powerful energy, like electrical thing going through the room. And then they thought, well, so he was alive, which was amazing. But then they thought he would have some problems with his brain or some kind of damage somewhere. And he's fine. He's fine. His mother is his adopted mother. And her prayer and her energy brought her son back to life, and Jesus. And he wasn't a religious boy, but now he's going to go to a Christian school and believes in Jesus now. So miracles do happen, and I would love to hear about your miracles. So who do we have, Tony? Who has called in about miracles?
Well, Char, our studio audience is, let's start with 416.
Okay, that's Toronto.
All right, I think it's Sandy Duncan, not
Sandy.
Peter Pan.
Sandy is our psychic from Toronto.
All right, Sandy, you're on the air.
Hi there.
How are you, Sandy?
How are you, Char?
I'm great. Thank you for asking.
I'm well. How are you?
I'm really super. Thank you.
Nice to hear your voice.
It's always great to
Good.
hear your voice.
Good.
So I know that.
Well, oh my goodness, likewise.
Thank you. So I know that you put on Twitter that you've had several miracles happen to you. Can you share them with us?
Oh, for sure. Two of them involve near traffic accidents, but I'll just tell you those two quickly. The first one was a couple of summers ago. Simple Saturday afternoon, sunny. I was coming back from getting groceries on this sort of country road. All of a sudden, there was a pickup truck really, really close to me, barreling up behind me, and I thought, oh, when we get to the end of the street, I'm going to turn right, and I won't have to deal with him, which is good. So I went over to the right, had my blinker on, I was waiting, and he went on the left, and he was going to make a left turn to cross. It's pretty much a 4-lane highway. So I couldn't see. He had pulled way past me, and I could not see the oncoming traffic. So I thought, though, when he goes left, certainly that'll give me enough room to go right. So he just barreled out from the stop, and all of a sudden I heard a big, huge truck blowing its horn. What happened is he cut a truck off, a great big huge long truck that was coming in my direction, and I thought when he went left I could go right, so I went right, and next thing, that truck that he cut off is now, I'm looking at the driver through my back window, and he's just got his mouth open and he's screaming, and he's got the horn going. There's no shoulder on the road.
Oh no.
And I thought, I wonder when he hits me, how close I'm going to end up, where my body's going to end up, how far down the highway. It was an actual conscious thought. I couldn't go left, I couldn't go right. There just wasn't any room. So I just prayed, and I just said, God, get me out of here. And next thing you know, the horn, I think I closed my eyes. The horn was blaring, but it was going further away. And then I thought, he must have hit me, and I'm in shock. And I was about 15 minutes from home. The car was driving okay. My husband wasn't home. I pulled in the garage, and I thought, oh, this is going to be a mess. And I walked around, and not a scratch, not on me, not on my car. He pretty much would have had to have driven through me to get by.
Wow. So.
Yeah. So I came in and I was shaking.
Amazing. That's an amazing story. You definitely were divinely protected.
Had to have been. And the second one was just this July. It was July 28th. I believe it was a Monday. Again, 10:30 in the morning, dry road, sunny, no problem. Going down here, it's Highway 400, which is a great big huge highway that goes north and south. So I was in the middle lane, and something in my gut, something in my gut just said, don't take your eyes off that truck. Again, another huge truck. So the big truck was in the left lane. I was in the middle. He started coming across into the middle lane, and his tire blew right in front of me.
Oh no.
Debris going right by my car. And he safely got over to the right lane, and the debris is missing me. And I'm thinking, oh my God, it's missing me. This is unbelievable. But then right behind me, there was an even bigger truck. And I've since learned from a friend who has a trucking company that if a huge truck blows their horn 3 consecutive times right behind you, it means they're going to hit you. 3 consecutive times. The guy behind me blew his horn because I was hitting the brakes and he was going too fast to even comprehend the guy that blew the tire, who was now off to the right. I took my hands off the steering wheel, and I just said, God, if this is it, I'm really disappointed. I didn't get to do this and this and this.
Right.
And I'm really, really upset about that. By the time I opened my eyes, I don't even know where that truck went.
And that was just in July.
That was July 28th this year.
Crazy. You know, Sandy, you're making me think of a story.
Yeah.
You're making me think of a story that happened to me with
What's
my
that?
mom.
What
So
happened?
I was in Michigan on a street called Middle Belt. And Middle Belt is I don't know what it is now, but it's only a 2-lane highway. And I was in my lane and
Right.
driving 45 miles an hour or whatever it is, 40 miles, whatever it is. And all of a sudden,
Yeah.
and we were going up a hill, but all of a sudden in front of us was this huge truck, semi, coming downhill
Yeah.
at us,
Yeah.
almost like in
no.
the wrong lane. And if I hadn't been concentrating on what happened, and thank God I could go to the right in the median, and I went and I very quickly did it and got out of the way. And because there was no way I could go to the left lane because there was oncoming traffic. But it was, that to me was a miracle.
Wow.
Thank you for jogging my memory
Of course.
like that. And thank God you're okay.
Oh, you're welcome.
Well, that's because you
Thank you. Yeah, I'm fine.
You have more work to do. You have more work to do with your psychic work.
I hope I have more work to do.
Well, it might be a little quiet.
I pray so much before I get in a car.
Right. Right. It's but you do the white light and the mirrored egg, right?
All the time. I learned that from you. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. My pleasure. We have a little delay on our phone call. You know that, right?
Yeah, I can tell. That's okay.
Yeah. When there's a delay, people think I'm talking over people and I'm really not. Well, those are amazing stories. What did your husband think about those stories?
You know, it's funny. He wasn't there for either of them. And he was just amazed. For the second one, I actually got off the road and I stopped to get a cup of tea at Starbucks, but the line was too long. So I just got in the car and I kept going. But I know I was in shock really the whole day.
Yep.
I know that part.
So I've heard
but it stays with you, right?
Of course, because you jogged my memory of that time when I was really, really scared. And another thing happened to me once when I went on a wrong something or another on a freeway, and I could have gotten killed. I jumped from one freeway to another freeway, but it wasn't an entrance. It was, I thought I was going the right way and I wasn't. I was with my friend, and thank God we were all right. I think those were 2 times my spirit guides truly protected me. Just like you.
Yeah. Thank goodness.
Just like your spirit guides protected you. And thank goodness you're in touch with your spirit guides.
Definitely.
And that you know about them and you listen. Well, anybody who...
Definitely.
So Sandy does readings, everybody. So give us your telephone number or your email or something, or your website, so people can contact you if they want readings.
Oh, Char, thank you. They can go to actually my email, which is Sandy, SANDY 1024 @hotmail.ca. That's the easiest way.
Okay, well,
thank you, Char.
Of course. Thank you so much for calling. I always love hearing from you. You're always welcome on CharVision. Take good care of yourself.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you. Big hugs to you, okay? Thank you.
Big hugs to you, honey. Take care. Bye-bye. Oh, wow. Tony, thank you for bringing Sandy Duncan in.
Right.
So why is there such a delay? It's making me nuts.
I have no idea. Zoom sometimes just acts that way.
Oh, it's Zoom or it's the phone line?
It could be both. It could be a combination of the two.
No, but I'm fine listening to you.
So yeah, it could be just a combination of two different devices that, it's two different audio devices that may be conflicting.
Yeah, because I can hear you just fine. So there.
I know.
Okay. So, hey, Tony, do you have a miracle?
Do I have I mean, I'm sure I do. I mean, I'm sure I do. I'd have to think about it.
Think about it, because I forgot about mine till Sandy started talking about hers.
Yeah, it's one of those things where when things happen, it's like, oh, okay. You don't really think it's a miracle until you tell somebody, and they're like, oh my God, you could have been killed. So, yeah.
Right.
So I'll think about it, and if I have one, I'll share it with you.
Okay, baby. Let's get somebody else on the line.
Okay, 801.
Hello. Do we have a
801, you there? All right.
hello?
432. We'll put them back in queue. We'll try to get back to you late in a little bit. We'll try somebody else.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Let's look for the miracle. Let's try. Well, here's another 801. Let's try that one.
Okay.
All right, 801. You're on with Char.
Hi, Char. How are you?
I'm good. How are you? I love when men call.
Oh, good. My mom wanted me to call you from last week's
Okay.
show.
Oh, wait a second. Are you the young man who lost his friend?
Yeah, I am. That's correct.
Oh,
I think that was meant to be.
I'm so happy you called in because, okay, so I don't know the name of your friend. I don't know anything else, but last week your mom called in and I had a guest. I had Chris Colfer on, so I couldn't stay and really read for her. And she wanted to see if I could tune in on you or your friend. So I don't know that I will or not, but just be open-minded about everybody, okay? And what is your name?
Mm-hmm. Seth.
Seth? Okay.
Yeah,
So
Seth.
just be open-minded about everybody living and deceased, okay, Seth? And if more than one person share the same name or initial, you can let me know that. I need to say my prayer protection. So, because I'm going to be reading, because there's good and bad in the spirit world, we only want good things. We ask the universal consciousness and God that holds the highest spiritual power of knowledge, wisdom, and truth to guide and protect us as we communicate with our guides and angels in the spirit world and tap into the wisdom of the universe. We respect this opportunity and take full responsibility to use this not for ego or controlling others, but with the pure intention of spreading love and healing life on this earth and beyond. Anything in, near, around, or about us that is not of light, go back to where you came from and turn to light if you choose, but stay away from us. So, do you, in your friend's name, I'm not sure if I'm getting his name or not, but is there an R or M in his name? Sorry.
No.
Or his last name? Wait, or his last name?
There is an R.
But it doesn't start with it, right?
No.
Okay, and is there a D or B in his name?
A G or a B?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so I don't know that I'm tuned into him. Who else do you have? Do you have somebody else close to you that's a D or B or an R or B?
I do have a grandfather that does start with an R.
Is he deceased?
Yes.
Is he spelled R-O or R-I?
R-I.
Is he Richard or Rick?
Yeah, Richard.
Okay, I think your grandfather's spirit's with you. And then is there somebody that's a J or an M?
Not that I can think of.
Okay, was there somebody close to your friend that was a J or an M initial?
I don't believe so.
Okay. I'm getting a name like, there must be. In his family, is there like a J or M person? Did you know?
There's a good chance it could be. I know one of his cousins has passed away.
Wait. Is
believe.
his cousin a J or an M? Do you
I
know?
don't
Do
think
you know
so.
I keep hearing the name John. Do you know a John?
I have my father's name is John, but he's alive.
Oh, he's living. Okay.
Yeah.
And okay, and is Richard John's father, or is that your mom's father?
It's my dad's.
Your dad's father is Richard, right?
His stepfather.
His stepfather.
Or
Okay.
stepdad.
Okay. Okay. So that's why I'm picking up on this. I'm picking up on your family right now, not your friend. But hopefully I will get there. And was your friend's death an unexpected death?
He had overdosed. I don't know what he overdosed on, but
I was gonna ask if it was suicide or maybe not intentional suicide.
it might have been a non-intentional.
Yeah, I think it was not, I don't think it was intentional. I think some people might have thought it was, but it wasn't. And is there an S or C in his name? Or
C.
does it start with C or it's in it?
It starts with C.
And is he spelled CH or C with an N in it or an R in it?
None of those.
Okay, but it starts with C, but there's not an N or R in his name.
There is an R in his last name, but it's not the beginning.
And in his first name, is there an L in it or?
Yes, there's an L.
Is it CL or CAL or COL?
CAEL.
Okay, so it's like Kale or Kale?
Kalen.
Kalen, okay. That's close enough. I think he's trying to come in here. I think he wants his family to know. Do you know his mom and his dad's name and stuff, or do you not know that their names?
I know his mom's name.
Is there an S or C with his mom, or a J, or an M or J?
There's an S for her, starting with her last name.
Starts with an S. And is there an A or an M person? Do you know an A or an M person in his family?
A or an no.
I think he's got a deceased person who's an A or an M that met him. And I think you can
It might be.
I think you can find that out. And do you guys why is he showing me either, do you have his jacket or his shirt?
I have his backpack.
His backpack. Okay, because he was showing me that you had something of his. And also he's saying that you tried to help him. Is that true?
Yes.
You tried to help him stop doing drugs?
Yeah, that's true.
Because he's apologizing for messing up. He's apologizing for messing up. And he's talking about like did you used to go on escapades with him like till early in the morning, like 2 or 3 in the morning, or?
It did. We've hung out before around into that time, around into
Yeah.
there.
Talking about how you would hang out or have escapades or whatever at 2 or 3 in the morning, and you were very connected though. He was pretty deep.
Yeah.
He would talk. Did he talk about other dimensions or other worlds, or like had a creative mind?
He had a creative mind.
Yeah. And who's involved with music or writing?
Within our friend group.
Yeah.
One of my other buddies does music.
And did your other buddy write something or do something musically at his memorial, or was there a memorial, something with music?
They a couple of mine and my buddies went to California where he passed, and I know they had a candlelight, and that's most likely they may have played something for him.
Yeah, I feel like he's talking about somebody played music at his memorial or his passing. And but you didn't go there, right? You weren't able to go.
No,
Yeah.
I wasn't able to.
He's talking about how you did your best to try to save him. But he moved from, he move from Ohio to California, or the Midwest to California? Where did he move from?
He moved from originally California to Utah.
Oh, he moved. So was he eventually in Utah?
Yeah, he was. He's come and go from Utah to California. He lived there for a little while. He's come back, and then he's gone down there to see his buddies from elementary and stuff for a couple times.
Do you know if did you know if someone disappointed him, a girl disappointed him?
I knew at the time when he was back here in Utah, he did find a girlfriend, but I knew that he was eventually thinking about breaking up with her. I believe so. That's a possibility.
I feel like there was a girl that disappointed him, and that must have been her. He was chemically imbalanced, and he self-medicated. That's why he had an issue with drugs. Did you know that?
Yes.
He's also saying that you did your best and not to feel guilty or that you failed. You didn't fail. And he's getting help on the other side. I feel like he's getting help from his angels and spirits. And have you talked to his mom?
Yes, I have.
Because he's thanking you for that, and he's saying that you can help his mom. Have you tried to help her?
I have.
Yeah, because you're a healer. You have healing gifts. Have you thought of going into therapy or healing?
I have before for just stuff from my own past, just stuff that I want to help people. But I've forever, since I was little all the way up to now, I've forever have had a heart of gold for people.
Yeah.
I've always helped a lot of people.
You definitely have healing gifts. And he keeps showing me it's in L or EL or AL person. L. Is that his mom? Is that L or EL or AL? Do you know if there's a Lynn or a middle name Lynn or Laura or Lisa or L or EL?
I don't.
Okay, that's okay. I think you worked really hard at trying to save him, and you feel like you didn't succeed, but he's saying it's not your fault and not to take the responsibility. Does that make any sense?
Yes, it does.
And just pray for him, and he's getting help on the other side. And John is your dad or your grandpa?
Yeah,
Your
that's my dad.
Yeah. I feel like your dad is really proud of you, and you need to let him know that there's like spirits saying hi to him, like the man I picked, Richard, and other people. There are definitely people sending their love to you, to your family and your dad. And are you talking about doing a new business thing or work thing?
I've had a thing of a couple times of kind of thinking about through the place I work through, like an opportunity at a different place to work within a company. And what's my manager that's going to be leaving, he's trying to start his business and stuff, and I tell him to help him.
I feel like there's new opportunity coming, but you should probably stay where you're working and maybe do something on the side. Okay. But if you're going to help him, you should be able to, benefit from it.
Right.
So make sure that, you're just a sweetheart, and make sure that you will be able to benefit from it as well.
Right.
Have you been finding feathers?
I have.
That's your friend. That's Kaylin.
I remember telling, just out loud, telling him that if he's ever near me or something, like throw a feather or a dime or something near me. And I found a couple feathers, and one's actually still that I found. I put in my truck that I put up on my on the visor, and it's still up there.
Well, he's saying it took a lot of energy to figure out how to get those feathers to you. So it says to me that he's really in a good place and he's getting healing. And as long as you don't take responsibility to make him feel bad or guilty, you don't want him to feel guilty or bad because you're unhappy because he didn't take care of himself. So you kind of gotta put him in the white light, and many years from now, when it's your time to cross over, you'll see him again. But just know, when you see those feathers, it's a gift from him.
Right.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling. And thank your mom.
Thank you, Char.
Well, God bless you. I'm so glad you got through. I thought about you all week. Take good care.
You too.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Wow, Tony, you did a miracle.
I didn't even know that was the person. That's why I said it must have meant to be. So
it was meant to be. You did. I mean, out of all the calls you've got,
I know there's tons of them. So yeah, that was interesting.
Amazing that's your intuition, Tony, because you come from such goodness.
Oh, shucks. Thank you, Char.
You do. You're just such a good heart.
I appreciate that.
Wow, you chose him. And do you remember last week when I said, the mother had already hung up?
As soon as he said it, I remembered her.
And
yeah. As soon as he said it, I remembered her. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember her.
That is so, so special. I'm so happy I got to talk to him. So let's take a quick break.
Okie dokie.
And then we'll take a couple more calls.
I love it. So we'll be right back with CharVision.
Hey everybody, it's Sunny and Char, and I just wanted to answer a couple questions. People have been calling the office and texting and emailing. Do I do private sessions? Well, yes, I do. And I love reading for my clients. I do phone, Skype, FaceTime, and in person if we're in the same city. I also teach intuition. So if you have an interest in doing that, or if you're interested in getting your family together and you want a group reading, I do those as well. So just call 248-909-2427, and I look forward to reading for you. Thanks.
All right, we're back with CharVision.
Any more miracles?
Oh, we have some.
I love hearing about the miracles, and I love hearing about people's intuition and their own experiences.
Well, we have a lot in the chat, not in the chat room, but the call center. We have a 604. I believe her name is Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, I got through. That's beautiful. How are you?
I'm wonderful. Thank you. How are you?
Oh, I'm really good, and I'm so glad to talk to you. I can't believe I get through like this, but let me tell you about my miracle.
I want to hear.
I live on a mountain road, and it's just a cliff on one side down to the valley and a mountain on the other side. And I was driving to my spiritual church on a Sunday, and I lost control. I hit black ice. I had my friend with me. At the very moment I lost control, the most peaceful feeling I'd never felt before just surrounded me. And I was calm as anything. My friend was screaming, "Oh my God," and just screaming. I was like, "It's okay, Diane, I've got it." And I'd kind of get it, then I'd lose it, then I'd get it, then I'd lose it. So I was going towards the mountain and then towards the bank. And I was head first going over the bank, down into like 50 feet down, hitting trees and everything. But right at the moment I was going over, I calmly said to my friend, "It's okay, Di, hold on, we're going over." And right at that moment, my vehicle turned right around, and instead of going nose first, I went backwards. I'm so excited to talk about this. It's just got my energy flowing. So the vehicle, I was in a Toyota 4Runner, and it the biggest tree I ever saw. It just caved my door in to a V. I had no seatbelt on. This is honest to God truth. I was flipping around in that vehicle. And then we landed. Boom. I said, "Di, are you all right?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "I think so, but you're on top of me." So, yeah. So the truck was on its side. We crawled out the back. The motor was screaming. I had just gotten a brand new pair of glasses. She's sitting on a log. I said, "Are you okay?" She said, my finger's bleeding. I have a mini pad in my purse." I said, "Oh my God, where's my glasses?" All of a sudden I couldn't see. She said, "I saw them. They're in the vehicle." I crawled back into the vehicle. The motor was just racing. I turned it off. As I went in, there's my glasses. Like somebody had just set them there perfectly. They were folded up and they were just sitting there, and I picked them up. I put them on. I didn't have a scratch. Not a scratch.
Okay, that's a miracle.
I have never felt that feeling except one more time, and it was a whole different scene. A baby was placed into my arms, and that same feeling came over me, and I just was, "Oh, this baby." But that is an honest to God true story, and I got the pictures to prove it, and I can't believe it. We didn't go in an ambulance. It was so funny because all of a sudden there was people standing way up on the road, and they were yelling, "Are you all right?" And
my goodness.
I said, and I recognized who it was. I'm like, Marak? And he goes, "Yes, it's Brian Marak." I said, "Phone my husband. Tell him I'm okay, but he has to come and get us." And then we just crawled up that mountain. I was okay.
Where were you? What state? What city?
I'm in BC, Canada.
Oh.
And I'm in a little town called Yarrow.
Wow.
And the road is Majuba Hill, and it's a big mountain road. It just goes up high. It's up real high. And I went down in a low spot, but it was still 50 feet down.
That's an incredible story.
Yeah, and I'm alive, and thank God, my angels and all that protection.
So,
but I will go and let you have another miracle.
Oh my God, you are, what is your name? You're so lovely.
Lori, and you know, you've read for me. I've gotten through a couple times.
On CharVision?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
well, you can thank Tony.
Well, Tony, thank you, Tony.
Welcome.
Using you, but you've got a great energy, and you can call anytime. You are always welcome. Thank you so much.
Oh.
God, you're safe and you're okay.
Okay, thank you. And thank you for all you do for everybody. You're beautiful. And Tony, you too.
Why, thank you.
It's my honor. It's our pleasure.
Okay, thank you so much.
God bless you. Thank you. Sorry, Tony, I kind of talked on your moment.
Oh, no worry about it.
It's true. You do help a lot of people. You got such a good heart.
Oh, yuck.
Oh, it's so true. So, okay. So do we have another miracle? I want to hear a miracle.
Let's see. Miracle. Let's look for a miracle. It says, Elizabeth, I'm calling about the miracle that happened in my... Okay, so let's do 661.
661.
You're on air with Char.
Hello.
Hi, Char. This is amazing. I got through. This is great.
Oh, thank you so much for trying, and thank you so much for calling. And is your name Elizabeth, or did what? I'm not sure what.
Yeah, my name is Elizabeth. I've always gone by my whole name, Elizabeth. So no nicknames.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. Well, let me tell you about my miracle.
I can't wait to hear it.
Back in 2008, my brother was 49 years old, and he was living in Wisconsin. I lived in California, and he was in end-stage liver failure. And there was no match for him, and they did not think that he was going to survive for a transplant. So at the hospital he was at, they were doing live liver transplants. So I thought, well, you know, being his sibling, I'll go ahead and donate. So I went through the testing, but because I have ulcerative colitis, they would not let me donate. So at that point, things were not looking very good. And my partner picked up and she said, you know, let me donate. So that in itself was a miracle. And we flew back and we did all the testing. And it turns out that she actually was a closer match than I was, being a full sibling.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, so we set up the transplant and we came back to California, and then we flew back, 2,000 miles away 3 weeks later, and we went through the transplant. It was like a 18-hour surgery for both of them. And he came out of the transplant, and, you know, they were both in ICU, and I had my 10-year-old son with me, and he was just being awesome. Well, they came and got us the next morning. My brother was not doing well at all, and he had developed a clot in the new liver, in the artery, and there was no blood flow to the liver all night long. There had been no blood flow. So they sat us down and they said his chances of surviving at this point are less than 1%. You know, we've moved him to the top of the list, hopefully we'll get a donor liver in the next 48 hours, but, prepare yourself because this is not going to go well. And the one thing, and they decided to take him back to surgery, even though he was, just hanging on. And what they did is they actually opened him back up and they took the liver back out and they gave him the clot busting drug, which they have never done before in the United States. They clot busted it, and then they were hopeful that the liver had not died because it had no blood flow for 12 hours. And they put it back in, and then the next morning he had blood flow. So at that point, we just had to wait to see if the liver was going to make it. And it's been almost 13 years, and he's doing fantastic. And the liver's doing fantastic.
The whole thing's a miracle.
Yeah, and it was just, I just knew the whole time, even though they sat us down and they told us, he's not going to make it, prepare yourself. I knew he was going to be okay. There was just something, I knew it was all going to be okay, that he was going to pull through. So.
And just the fact that your partner was almost an identical match.
Yeah. HLA, blood typing, everything closer than a full sibling. They said it was like a 1 in a million chance. So it was like three miracles. Yeah,
so that was one miracle. The other one was that.
The other one, well, it was a miracle that, yeah. So it was a miracle that we were able to do a live liver transplant because, not everybody can have those done. And it was a miracle that, my partner was a perfect match. And then things didn't go well and we didn't think he was going to make it. And then it was a miracle that he pulled through after they took him back to surgery and clot busted it. So
amazing.
And there was no damage at all. It's been almost 13 years later and he's doing great. So
it also reminds me that things come in threes. And you had 3 miracles.
Yeah.
One situation. That is phenomenal. Thank you so much for sharing this, and thank God your brother's okay and your partner's okay, and everybody lived to tell the story and happily ever after.
Exactly. We've had 13 years of memories, and and I really have lived to live every single day, because you just you never know.
You never know. So, that's why we got to live life to the fullest. Thanks for bringing that up, because I've had some clients who do not look at their cup half full. They look at it half empty and they play the victim, and they don't understand how lucky they really are. But you do, and that's what's important.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for calling. God bless you. Be well, and call again.
All right. You too, Char. Bye-bye.
Bye, dear. Okay, Tony, what do we have any more miracle stories?
We
only have a couple minutes.
Yeah, we have just a couple minutes. So if we bring you on, just make sure it's probably just going to be about the story. No readings, I'm sure, right, Char? Because we only have about 3. All right, so we have 646. Here we go. Tell us your miracle.
How are you?
Great.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you? Thank you so much for calling. What's your name?
My name's Elisa. And I'll tell you about my miracle very quickly. In 2010, in 2010, I almost died. What happened is I changed pharmacies for this compound medication. It was thyroid medication.
Right.
They screwed up. They overdosed me. And I thought I had a bug, but I was getting worse and worse and worse. And finally, I called my husband at work and told him I had to go to the hospital. He has to come take me to the hospital. I told him I'm dying.
No.
Got to the hospital. They took me right away, and they found out that the pharmacy overdosed me 433 times the dosage that I should have gotten.
Oh.
And on paper, the way my blood work was, I shouldn't even have lived.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
And I felt that I always told my friends, I think my mother was watching over me.
And if you think it's when people think it, people have to give themselves more credit. When you feel that there's a spirit around you, it's them, because you know your mother's energy better than anyone.
Yeah. In fact, an endocrinologist told me on paper, looking at my blood levels, that medical school students should study this case because on paper, I shouldn't have lived.
Unbelievable. Well, thank God you're here, and thank you so
Yes.
much for calling in. You are lovely.
Yes.
And,
thank you, and I love your show.
oh, thank you. That means the world to me. That really does, because I kind of do it by the seat of my pants.
Oh, well, it works out beautifully.
I have the best time doing it. So maybe that's, I'm honored to be able to do it. Thank you so much. You're a doll.
Thank you. Thank you as well. Bye.
You. Bless you. Be well. All right, everybody. Thank everybody for calling in today.
Amazing stories.
It's fantastic. They're amazing stories. I want to thank my sister Alicia for giving me the idea of talking about miracles. We'll do this again one day. And Tony, thank you so much for helping us. I would bring Sonny in to say goodbye, but I don't know where he is. I think he's happy to be left alone.
And I found out my miracle is having Char in my life. So that's my miracle.
Tony, you're so I love you, Tony.
I love you too.
I love you to the moon and back.
Oh, shucks. So you honeymooner, you.
All right, everybody. I love you guys too. I really mean it. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be able to do my show. And I have so much fun doing this. And it helps me help other people and helps me do my purpose of why I'm on the earth. So take good care of yourselves. Don't watch too much TV. And put the white light around you and the mirrored egg and stay protected. And remember, intuition will take you places logic never could. We'll see you next Friday. Bye-bye.
That was good, my dear. That was really good.
Thank you. It was a great show with miracles. Boy, I got to think of another good topic next week. And I'm going to have Jessica Shaw from